Battleship Island was released in 2017 and is a South Korean historical period action film directed by Ryoo Seung-wan and starring Hwang Jung-min, Seo Ji-sub, Joong-ki, Jung-hyun, and Kim Soo-an. The movie is based during the Japanese occupation of Korea in World War II and focuses on the forced labor of over 400 Koreans on the Japanese island, Hashima Island, which is located above undersea coal mines. It also portrays a spy from the Korean independence movement and an escape plan by the Koreans kidnapped and brought to the island. The movie faces a few controversies from claims of it being both pro-Japanese and anti-Japanese, and some right-wing Japanese media outlets attack the film, despite Japan acknowledging the Korean and Chinese forced laborers there when applying for the island to become a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The director of this movie is Ryoo Seung-wan, known for his action films. Ryoo Seung-wan is a South Korean film director born December 15, 1973, is 46 years old, and has been active in the industry since 1996 at the age of 23. Due to the government censorship in film in his youth, his passion grew from watching movies in the Hong Kong film industry, which were typically action films at the time. In middle school, he saved money for 3 years to buy his first camera and created short films. Also in middle school, he lost both of his parents and dropped out of high school in 1992 to work for his family. He worked several part-time jobs prior to working as an assistant director. He won his first award in 1998 for his short film Rumble, winning Best Film at the Busan Short Film Festival. In 2017, he came out with the film The Battleship Island, based on the forced labor of Koreans in coal mines during World War II. Release date. The Battleship Island was released July 26, 2017. Filming for this movie began on June 17 in 2016 and finished less than a year later on December 20, 2016. The movie was filmed mostly in Chuncheon, South Korea, not at the actual Battleship Island of Hashima Island. Massive sets were built there to replicate the mines and atmosphere of Hashima Island in the 40s. The main cast in this film include Hwang Jung-min, Seo Ji-sub, Joong-ki, and Jung-hyun, with Kim Soo-an as an important supporting actress. Hwang Jung-min plays the main character, Kang-ok, the leader of a jazz band in Seoul, Korea, and father of So-hee, played by Kim Soo-an. The two are sent to Hashima Island against their will, and he works to protect his daughter, and both act as entertainers for the Japanese leaders there. Seo Ji-sub plays Choi Chil-sung, a Seoul gangster working as a forced laborer at Hashima Island. Joong-ki plays Park Moo-young, a Korean independence movement spy who infiltrates the island. Lastly, Jung-hyun plays Oh Man-yeon, a comfort woman who is relocated to Hashima Island. The historical background of this film is World War II, on an island off the coast of Japan near Nagasaki, in the time that Japan still occupied Korea. The film is based in 1945, just months before the atomic bombs were dropped by the US on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, forcing Japan to surrender. In this time period, around 33,000 Korean citizens were drafted to work at the mines, foundries, and shipyards at 7 different industrial sites in Japan. Between 500 to 800 Koreans were taken for forced labor in the coal mines below the small Hashima Island. Many worked 12-hour days, and those who died working there were taken to a small neighboring island, Nakano Island, where they were cremated. At least 50 Korean laborers were cremated there, more than half killed in accidents. General synopsis. The movie follows Kang-ok and his daughter So-hee as he attempts to flee from Seoul to Japan for safety after angering local officials, but the two are forcibly sent to the Hashima labor camp upon arriving there. He works as a coal miner in harsh conditions and an entertainer for the Japanese officials on Hashima Island in order to protect his daughter. Plans for an escape for the two of them arise when he discovers a Korean independence spy on the island who is attempting to rescue a fellow independence fighter kept there. But the escape plan changes when new circumstances arise on the island. I learned a lot from this movie about the suffering that Koreans faced through this portion of modern history. While the movie might not be entirely accurate, after conducting research and reading survivors' accounts of what happened on this island and at other forced labor sites, I learned a lot about the war crimes committed by the Japanese during World War II and during their occupation of Korea. It highlighted a lot of Korean struggles through history as well, focusing not only on oppression by others, but also internal conflicts amongst Koreans that weakened them to others. Focusing on Hashima Island specifically, I learned that the island is commonly portrayed in a positive light, touching on its importance in Japan's rapid industrialization and how it was made a UNESCO World Heritage Site. In becoming a UNESCO site, Japan agreed to acknowledge the forced labor that happened at Hashima Island, but has since changed their stance after gaining approval. If anything can be learned from this, it's that we must continue to make sure that history is reflected on accurately.